Thank you, and good morning, everyone. I'm joined by Amy Stein, the Executive Director of the Rochester Education Foundation, Janae Slade, who's Director of College Access Initiatives, Superintendent Dr. Carmine Peluso, and also David Bouillon, who is a 12th grade student and President of the Student Leadership Council. I want to thank everyone for coming here today. I want to welcome everyone. It's a new year and a great time to look ahead and plan for the future. We're fortunate to have with us today some folks who can help you with that process, helping graduating seniors who are planning for their futures, and their futures might be college. These folks are all working hard to give Rochester students opportunities to pursue higher education. And the City of Rochester and my office stand squarely behind these efforts. All of us here believe in the potential of our youth and want to make sure that they understand what's possible. Attending college can seem unaffordable, especially now. When you look at those dollars that it costs, sometimes you get sticker shock. But no one should assume that's the case without finding what first financial aid is available. Rochester students can take advantage of a wide array of grants and scholarships, and many do. But the first step in finding out about what your options are filling out the FAFSA. And parents, if that's not in your vocabulary, if you haven't had any kids go on to college yet, FAFSA will be something that will be in your vocabulary for a long time. And I know that even that can be intimidating. I think I'm a pretty smart guy, but filling out paperwork online or in person is not easy. It's just not easy to do. Who likes to fill out paperwork? Maybe some accountants might, maybe, but that is tough to do. But fortunately, the federal government has been working on the form this year to make it easier, which is good news. So we're here today to announce the opportunities coming up for students and families to get help figuring out what they qualify for in terms of financial aid for college. The people speaking today will tell you more, and I invite our friends in the media to help us in getting the word out. So media, you are very important to us in terms of getting the word out about FAFSA. We've been doing these FAFSA Fests for several years, and so we have a host of experts ready to help with the form. You just need to show up and take advantage of the assistance. So showing up is one of the most important things you can do. Filling out the FAFSA is the first step of many in getting a college education. But it's an important one, and we want to increase the number of students who aim high. You won't know what you qualify for if you don't try. So please take advantage of the opportunity, and here to tell you more about that is I'm going to turn it over to Amy Stein, who will then pass it to Janae. Amy?
Thank you so much. Good morning. My name is Amy Stein, and I am the Executive Director of the Rochester Education Foundation. Our mission is to provide programs and resources to improve learning and success for all Rochester City students through partnerships with educators, businesses, and the community. We are the convener of the Rochester College Access Network. RCAN is made up of school counselors, educators, admissions and financial aid professionals from local colleges and universities, and community partners. One of the key things that this team does is help students and families fill out the free application for federal student aid. Since 2013, we have helped thousands of students fill out the FAFSA. The FAFSA form can be difficult, and that is why we are here to help, because filling it out, as the mayor said, that will help provide students with opportunities and choices as they decide on next steps for their education and for their future. Yesterday, we held our very first FAFSA Fest of the year at Monroe High School. Students and parents were able to get online. It was a successful event, and our volunteers helped guide them. I want to introduce my colleague, Janae Slade, who's absolutely dedicated to this work.
Good morning, good morning. My name is Janae Slade. I am the Director of College Access Initiatives and the convener of the Rochester College Access Network. RCAN's mission is to eliminate college access barriers through coordinated communication and strategic partnerships. Each partnership plays a vital role in our FAFSA Fests as we collaborate to open doors and opportunities for college-bound Rochester students. This year, the 2024 FAFSA application has significant changes, and we are prepared to assist families with all of them. Our team of trained FAFSA volunteers will be at every high school in the Rochester City School District and charter schools to offset the barriers to FAFSA completion. Students and families will receive one-on-one guidance filling out the federal and state financial aid forms. Questions will be answered regarding financial aid as well as information on available scholarships. We will provide food and opportunities to enter a free raffle event. Yesterday, we hosted our first FAFSA Fest, and I'm happy to report it was a great success at Monroe High School. We want families to know that it was a success because students were encouraged to complete their FSA ID in advance. And if you do plan to attend our upcoming FAFSA events, please complete your FSA ID ahead of time, and you can do that at studentaid.gov. We encourage all high school seniors to attend our FAFSA Fest, and we welcome community members to join us in our efforts to create a college-going community in the city of Rochester. The dates and locations for our upcoming events can be posted on the rochestercan.org's website. Now I'm going to turn it over to the Superintendent of Rochester City Schools, Dr. Carmine Peluso.
Thank you. This is such an exciting morning for us. I want to thank our incredible partners from the Rochester Educational Foundation, RCAN, and the City of Rochester for joining us and helping our seniors with this opportunity. We are closely following the changes being implemented to FASFA and appreciate the supports being provided to our students, especially with the truncated timelines that families filling out the FASFA form will face. This is a true team effort, and I'm grateful for the all-hands-on-deck approach we are taking to ensure our students who want to go to college get there. Going to college is an opportunity of a lifetime, and many of our seniors will soon decide where they want to go. It's an anxious time with excitement and nervousness, and I remember this feeling. I am grateful that we have outstanding students with bright futures ahead of them. By going to college, they're opening the doors to a world of possibilities. Behind each student stands a network of unwavering support, family members, dedicated school staff, and mentors, all cheering them on and guiding them through their personal educational journeys. Yet we know the financial aid process can be daunting and complicated. I am so thankful we have the resources to put students in touch with counselors who can help navigate the application process for federal aid. Whether if it's helping a student and family get online, answer financial aid questions, or even giving someone a ride. Thank you to everyone here today for providing helpful ways to assist our students. I hope everyone will take advantage of these wonderful opportunities this year. It's now my pleasure to introduce a student who I've worked closely as he is one of the board reps and on our Student Leadership Congress, David Bouillon, our student representative to the Board of Education. He is a senior at Rochester Early College International High School, and I know David will benefit from the opportunities to participate in the FASFA event. Thank you.
Good morning. Coming from a student, I know how hard the college application process can be, especially when getting scholarships or grants, especially for a family who has maybe never completed the FAFSA or any types of aid before. However, it's really important that we do complete the FAFSA and use completely all the help that we can get from our community partners in our schools or around the community, such as REF or our counselors at our schools. So thank you.
Thank you. My type of guy, brief and to the point. You can tell he's not a politician. As you know, the Rochester Community Education Foundation is doing great work in this community, and I want to thank them for being here. And I hope that everyone takes advantage of the FAFSA locations and information sessions that are coming up. I'm going to open it up for questions related to the FAFSA Fest, but I'm going to step out of the way and let the experts answer any questions that you might have as it relates to location and things that folks should be thinking about as it relates to FAFSA. So Janae and Amy.
Do you mind, before you speak, just saying and spelling your name one more time?
Yes, my name is Janae Slade, and you can spell that Janeeeslade.
Janae, can you tell us whether yesterday during your first day you ran into any issues? We know that the form went live at the end of the year, but it's only been available certain times a day, and there's been sort of a bumpy rollout of the new process. What did you guys experience yesterday, and what would your advice be to families who might run into some glitches?
So, first of all, yesterday there were no issues with the website. Everyone was able to get full access, no hiccups there. So any advice that I have in terms of families, like I stated earlier, I would say fill out your FSA ID ahead of time. That cut down the entire process, I want to say, by like 20, 30 minutes because they were prepared.
I have a quick question. Yesterday we also heard that some of the math when it came to making these changes didn't factor in inflation. So we're hearing that because of the way that things are falling out right now, that some students that are applying for FASFA may be getting a lower amount of aid than they might be eligible for had that math not been messed up. I'm curious if the current plan right now includes grants or scholarships outside of what's on the
So to answer your question in terms of the changes with inflation, anything as it regards to that aspect of the FAFSA, I want to direct everyone to the New York State Department of Education, or you can go to studentaid.gov to really hone in on some of those changes. But our FAFSA programs will assist in addition to not just filling out the FAFSA, but scholarships as well. So we have a long list of that in our information to families of different scholarships that they can apply to right now.
I remember when, way back when, there the concern of falling into scams if I'd see an offering. Do you have any guidance on that for students and families how to avoid running into?
I'd say come to our FAFSA Fest. If they're not a reputable site that we have not heard of in our community of just kind of written professionals as it relates to college access, if we do not see that information, we might be able to identify a red flag in terms of scams. So I'd say, you can contact ARCAN.
Dr. Caruso, during the governor's state of the state yesterday, she mentioned wanting to mandate that all high schoolers fill out the FAFSA before they graduate. Do you have any information just on sort of what your percentage rates already are and how big of a pull would that be for the district?
Oops, sorry. So I currently don't know the FAFSA rate off the top of my head for currently where we are. We do have a FAFSA dashboard that gets us that. We have talked to the SUNY chancellor as well about some of the things in terms of not every kid is going to fill out a FAFSA, go to college. We just want to make sure that when they choose not to fill out a FAFSA, that they have an option to not do it and that they're informed that they're not doing it. So I think in the governor's address, there was also some language about the ability for students to sign that they're not willing to do it. So it's not a requirement that's going to prohibit graduation. We want to encourage students to complete the FAFSA if they're pursuing college. We want to make sure that that's completed. If they don't, part of some of her guidance on what was in the address was a sign off to say that they recognize they're not doing it and they know it's not going to be a restriction to graduation that some states try to use across the country.
Superintendent, could you speak some more about that partnership when it comes to, for instance, we're hearing about the
Yeah, I think on the website, I think they could tell you kind of where they're being held. I think they're being held at all the schools. You want to?
Sure, I can chime in. So they're going to be held at every Rochester City high school and some of the charter schools as well. You can find that information posted on our website, rochestercan.org.
I have more questions for you. You mentioned about help looking, I think actually, Lisa mentioned about help looking like rides, looking like different things. Can you speak to specifically, one thing, the barriers to watch out for, and another, what aspects of help that you're able to provide?
Yes, so in terms of some of the questions that parents that are first generation college students, they may not understand the importance of being prepared. And so what makes our events so successful is because you have experts in the room that work in financial aid that can answer a lot of the questions in regards to assets and income, business income. So even for myself, I might not know all those questions, but there's financial aid advisors and people that work in admissions that could answer a lot of those questions. That's why these programs are so important.
How are you measuring success?
By making sure that the majority of the students not just start the FAFSA, but 100% completion is what we're looking for.
Is there a certain number of students you're looking to?
Well, our goal has been in the past to at least exceed what our past goal was. So if last year if it was 150 students that we supported, we want to exceed that goal and at least shoot for at least 200 students to actually complete their FAFSA 100%.
The more, the better. All right. Any last? Okay, you are dominating the press conference. Last question.
I'm also being a WXXI.
Okay,
That's why
that's fine. You love it. Last question. Yes,
I'm our student. And could you please say
Mr. Bouillon.
Thank you.
My name is David Bouillon,
Awesome. Can you spell it, please?
DAVIDBUYAN.
Have you already graduated?
No, I'm a senior.
Have you filled out the FAFSA form?
I have.
Can you talk through what that experience was like for you?
So honestly, the FAFSA changed a lot this year, right? My family has never been to college before. I'm a first generation college student, so my mom has never had experience filling out the FAFSA. So I had to go right to my counselor and to go help out with the FAFSA. So the experience is honestly with my counselor being able to sit down with us and help us through it. Honestly, it was a really easy experience. It didn't take more than an hour, so very straightforward. Yeah.
Any advice for your classmates?
Honestly, I would just say, at Student Leadership Congress, we always talk about voice, right? So please advocate for yourselves and advocate for the voice to make sure that you're getting all the aid that you completely need, either from your community partners, your counselors, anyone in the district, right? So you want to make sure that you advocate for yourself so you get all the need that you possibly can. And don't feel afraid. I know it's very challenging. Trust me, I didn't know I was going to fill it out, but when you sit down with someone who actually knows what they're doing and that they're filling out with you, it's so easy. So.
And then, so yesterday we're hearing that math wasn't exactly correct adjusting for inflation, so students might be getting less aid than they're eligible for. I'm curious if you have any thoughts on that.
Well, I don't know too much about that, but I do know that.
I should add one more thing.
Yeah.
The education department could make that change or they could not. We don't know yet whether they will.
Okay.
So what do you think? For you, is it okay for it to go as it is now, or do you think it should?
I know there's a lot of financial resources out there, so I'm not too worried about that. I know that they're still reeling in all the stuff from the IRS, so I know that TAP's going to be available soon, and the other types of aid and grants are going to be available, so I'm not too worried about that kind of figure right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody.